Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
But none of your charter rights are being breached by the police right now, is what we're saying.
No, it's these guys. I'm just going to provide you a copy of that. Thank you. So you are being charged with that. You're not obliged to say anything. However, if you'd like to, please know that you can have that get used against you as evidence. Do you understand?
I understand that as soon as this goes to court, it will be thrown out because what is happening here is unconstitutional.
Okay.
And I do not agree. I am accepting this under duress.
There have been no discussions with the health unit as to what they think I'm doing wrong and what they think I need to correct. To me, it was harassment because of my political views, plain and simple.
For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini, catching up with Alexandra Stewart, who we have featured on the Rebel platform a few times before. She operates a family-owned, independent small business called Stewart's Decorating. They're a small supplier and interior design store in North Bay, Ontario. And she has faced compounding infractions from her health unit. Alexandra originally started with us as an I Will Open case, who at the time was advocating against unconstitutional, unscientific, and non-evidence-based unfair shutdowns of small businesses. All while Walmart, Costco, the big box stores, they thrived. We wanted to give our viewers an update on this small business that isn't bending the knee and is demanding accountability and transparency during these uncertain, unprecedented, and extremely confusing times. Here's an update from Alex.
Some of the local media is completely ignoring the story now. They'll only report when something really bad is happening or it's sensational news that makes the whole thing look sordid and bad. And when it has been covered, there have been some major inaccuracies, such as the fact that we've had a big win, and my 102 order was first stayed and then vacated. Wasn't reported on properly, and reporting it properly would have given other business owners some hope, right? It would have let people know that we're having some wins. There are things in the works that are good, that are hopeful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, you have faced compounding fines and that range from the reopening in apparently being in contravention of the Reopening Ontario Act, and then the Health Protection and Promotion Act, and now even some provincial offenses. Can you clarify for our viewers what you're up against here?
So I had basically 3 different legal streams going on. I had 10 provincial offenses, which I have not at this point received disclosure about, so I don't exactly know what they are all about.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my 102 order, which is a court order, which has since been vacated. And then I had my S22 order, which also was changed. They introduced a new S22 order, which replaced the old one. The new one is quite relaxed and just in line with what every other business is doing. So that was a win as well, which wasn't reported on correctly. So basically, I have those 3 things going on, but also I was charged criminally. And again, I don't really have any information about that. I don't have a date as to when they think this crime occurred. I don't really have any disclosure about that at this point. It just really, honestly, it's all confusing and strange.
When I spoke to your lawyer, Amanda, about all of these contraventions, I mean, she highlighted the same, that this legislation is very fluid. It's ambiguously worded. There aren't clear definitions. And there's speculation there that you may have never even been in contravention of any of these orders. I noticed in one of the local media reports that they were stating that you weren't abiding by COVID protocols. Can you clarify that for us?
Yeah. So I think that I was doing everything I was asked to do. There is a big question about whether or not I was in contravention, especially because I've never spoken to the health unit. They have never told me what they think that I am doing wrong. They have never discussed anything about my business with me. They've not asked me any questions about my business. Basically, there have been no discussions with the health unit as to what they think I'm doing wrong and what they think I need to correct. To me, it was harassment because of my political views, plain and simple. Just harassment from the beginning.
We are strictly here to keep peace and everything. In regards to like the Charter of Rights and stuff like that, they did enforce this Reopening Ontario Act,
Yes,
which is
and
coming to effect.
100%.
Okay, so we are only here for that. We're not here to arrest you. We're not here to do anything like that.
But I do have to tell you guys both that what you're doing right now goes against my Charter of Rights. And it was your oath, the oath that you took is to uphold my rights and freedoms under the Charter.
But none of your charter rights are being breached by the police right now, is what we're saying.
No, it's these guys.
Well,
Go ahead.
these guys are acting on their
Okay, so my name's Melissa. I'm with the local health unit, and this is my coworker Allison.
Yes.
We were here about 2 weeks ago. So today we're here to let you know that you are being charged under the failing to comply with under Order Section 7.2 with the Reopening of Ontario Act, and I'm just going to provide you a copy of that.
Thank you.
So you are being charged with that. You're not obliged to say anything. However, if you'd like to, please know that you can have that get used against you as evidence. Do you understand?
I understand that as soon as this goes to court, it will be thrown out because what is happening here is unconstitutional.
Okay.
And I do not agree. I am accepting this under duress.
And the health unit, that's another point that the lawyers mentioned, was that these orders aren't taking into consideration the individuality of each business's unique needs or unique operating systems. So it sounds like yours falls within that unique category that needs some clarification, and you haven't so far received it.
That's correct. Not at all.
Now, without giving away your game plan, Alexandra, what's the next step here?
So the next step is to keep moving forward. At this point, because my 102 order was vacated, I have the opportunity to go to court to ask for costs and damages from the health unit. That is a next step in our process. I also want to keep fighting and to make sure that this doesn't happen to me again, and it doesn't happen to small businesses in the future, that we aren't told to shut our doors and lock down with no discussion, with no evidence. We're just not told to do something which hurts us so badly in the future.
What has the community been like? What has the support been like in the community for you?
The support's been amazing. Lots of people coming forward, lots of people behind the scenes encouraging me. So I'm grateful for all of that.
And some of these fines actually go above and beyond, from what we discussed off camera, above and beyond our Fight the Fines campaign due to the nature of the criminal charges. Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yes, so because my everything that's happened to me has gone beyond what is normally covered, it's been escalated to a criminal matter. I am paying for this by myself. There is a GoFundMe page with our local group that's trying to raise money to help me, but so far I am funding this by myself.
Do you have a message for other small businesses or anyone who is struggling in this time?
I I just feel so badly for other businesses and all of these people who are struggling, and I want to say to them to not give up and to keep fighting, just like I will. And we're going to get to the other side of this. We just have to keep at this and not lose hope, and trust that if we tell the truth and if we keep at this, that things will eventually be different.
And if you could have a message for the health unit, your local media, the police who seem to be standing behind these health orders, what would that be?
My message to them would be to think about the people that they're affecting, like all of the people, the employees of these small businesses, the families of these small business owners, the small business owners themselves, just all of the people that they're affecting, and to really look within themselves and figure out what's right and good, and even if it's hard, to stand up for that.
That point that Alexandra makes about bringing the person back into the picture is so important. With sweeping regulations that do not consider the uniqueness of the individual business, it seems that the health overlords and the politicized police have forgotten humanity while completely disregarding the once prioritized delicate balance of health and ethics. And the Section 22 order that put our civil liberties at risk has since been vacated, and I'm hopeful that it will never rear its ugly head again. Stay tuned as we follow Alexandra's story. For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. In order to help people who have skin in the game, we've partnered with the Democracy Fund, which is a registered charity to help crowdfund for the people facing egregious fines and infractions for non-criminal acts, like trying to keep a small family business alive during an alleged global pandemic. Please consider donating what you can to help this cause at fightthefines.com, which now provides receipts for tax breaks.